live on the Woodward Sports Network, 99.1 and 93.5 The Roar, the Woodward Sports app, and anywhere you listen to podcasts. Let's talk some sports. It's Big D Energy.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We're on a Thursday, big-time show lined up for everyone. My name is Neal, Ruhl. That guy over there, four-time Stanley Cup champion, Darren McCarty. We got Sam Flannel, the legend killer, in the house. We got Spencer Raxter as well. As we talked about, big-time show lined up. The tour around college football continues. San Jose State repping. Here, let me move this championship. More on this in a minute, by the way. But we do. The fine folks at San Jose State sent over shirts. Our tour of college football continues today. We will talk coming up around 11:45 to the head coach of San Jose State, Brent. Brennan will join us. We'll take a look at the Mountain West because, A, we're big Mountain West guys here. B, it's always a central part of the Get Right pick. And C, that's what we do, man.
That's what we do. That's what we do. Everybody else. Who else but Big D Energy, my man Neal Ruhl. Pay attention to the late night game. We all watch it. We all know it's the bailout special, so we're going to give you a little insight in the fact to have Brennan on and to wear these. Thank you for the shirts. Also, shout out, as you can see, my Sam Day hat. That's what I learned. This is a Sam Day hat, but shout out to Rake, who's like I was telling Spenny, he's like the sergeant at arms, sort of been around since day one. I appreciate you, brother. Can't wait to see you out live. Him and Maddie are tying the knot real soon, so that's good. But I got a Sam Day San Diego hat. You asked me earlier, Neal, and I don't know if anybody else is like this, but I've always sort of been partial to it. And the reason is because my Detroit Tigers World Series 12 years old win was against this team, so it means something to have them close. And the colors, some days you like it, some days you don't. But thanks, Rick.
Yeah, so there you have it. He does have the San Diego Padres throwback hat. But it is something where, and I do, before the show's over today, I want to talk about the fitted hat. I feel like we need to talk about the fitted hat and the 59-50 hat and all that kind of stuff. But, we talked about these. We have these championship belts, as it were. You see these right here. And you guys know because you followed along last Monday when D-Mac and I were locked up in a celebrity golf match at the New Way Works golf outing at Cherry Creek. We got the birdie on 18. We got the victory coming down the end. The people wanted to hear it, so we wanted to welcome in our good buddy Shane Giannino from New Way Works here in studio. It was the coronation.
Thank you.
We have the photos. Shane, we'll be putting out on social media in just a little bit. But Shane, I appreciate you taking the time. And look, we had a great day out there. It was a ton of fun. We had a great golf match. Celebrity putting contest, all that kind of stuff. But I did want to get you on here, number one, so we could get the belts. I mean, let's be real.
Official
Call
belt
me
presentation.
Kenny Omega collecting belts
Collecting
too,
belts.
baby. Must be the Canadian in us.
Yeah, but that wasn't the main thing too. I did want to shine a light exactly on what you guys are doing, because Shane, I talked about it through all this and the golf and the fun and all that kind of stuff. Your organization in New Way Works, what you guys do, to me is something that's very front of mind. What you guys do, you help at-risk youth where maybe the infrastructure isn't in place. And I always tell my kids this, our lives aren't real, and there are a lot of people out there that don't have that support system, A, that structure, B. New Way Works, that's where you guys step in and do a lot.
Yep, absolutely. So we work with underprivileged youth. They could be a soccer player, they could be a hockey player, football player, basketball player, and they're coming from a low-income, poverty-stricken environment, and they don't have the necessarily resources that a lot of kids are blessed with. So we'll come alongside them with academic tutoring. We'll have the life, mentoring, job placement as well for them, and if their goal is to go to college, we do that for them. But I want to say something that you guys, this means a lot to a small nonprofit that's a startup during a global pandemic. We launched in November of 2020 with a purpose of being a light to these kids who are at risk from a mental health standpoint, from a wellness standpoint.
Infrastructure, economic infrastructure standpoint, all of it, Shane. And that's something where, when you and I talked, and I was like, well, how can I get involved? How can I help? How can we shine a light, as it were? Because Shane, and I think this is important, and I've told you this before privately, I've said it publicly, the kids always lose, man. They do.
Right.
Like, for whatever reason, they're always glossed over. Things in public schools, funding in public schools, all of it. They're always glossed over. They always lose. I'm tired of it, man.
Right.
I'm tired of it. So organizations with New Way Works, what you do, you'll always have my 100%.
Well, they're
support.
doing it. And here's the
they're
thing.
doing it,
and
exactly.
it always reminds me. So the why it's
We're getting shit done.
Yes,
There
you
you
are.
go, Sam
Getting shit
Flannel.
done. But the whole purpose to the fact is that there's a Southern New Hampshire University commercial where talent's distributed evenly, opportunity isn't. Companies like yourself, these nonprofits like yourself, are saying, screw that. Here is the opportunity. I think that a lot of the times, it's important for the viewers out there, especially for Big D Energy and what Neal and I, is that if we're not here and other people are filling in, these are why we're out there playing golf, raising money, helping causes like people like this. It's trying to use what Woodward Sports is all about, and it's about not just us, it's about you guys. So to me, I joke all the time about, I like when, no, I do like when, that's not a joke, but the collecting the belts.
It was competitive out there. It was competitive.
Listen, it did. There's I guess the behind the music, or when they do the darker side of the golf tournament or whatever, but it was fun. And at the end of the day, everybody that was there is for the kids, to give them the opportunity. It's about giving them a chance for them to go out and do the work, right? And see if nothing worse than what could have been, what would have been. So thank you for making it enjoyable, but thank you for what you're doing.
You're welcome.
And that's important.
I'm grateful for this opportunity and grateful for you guys, because you know what? Without you guys, you have these big hearts for kids. You have these big hearts for the community, and you want to see them succeed. And with your guys' help, I mean, we raised, it might not seem a lot to some of these bigger charity golf outings like Paul W. Smith raising $300,000, but we raised close to $25,000.
That's huge, and
for us. That's huge.
But here's the whole thing: where if you're using the barometer of other tournaments, they've been around for a long, long time. So that's a goal where you can get to, because it's about the awareness. You being on here, you just being a good dude, bro. Like you mentioned the fact of how we're all connected. You said you grew up in Mount Clemens, with Johnny Remedios, who's the assistant equipment manager. Dude, I've known that kid since he's 15 years old. We call him Bud Bundy, right?
Bud Bundy.
So we're all. That's the one thing about, we all grew up together. We're all together in this fight, and one of these things to let the kids get the opportunity to achieve their goals and put in the work. That's what it's all about. So commend you and your people. And it was a fun time. Great ran golf tournament and great format.
It went down as history, literally history. This was epic, and it was great. It came down to the very last putt. You guys, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac versus Braylon Edwards and kicker Kenny Allen, and you came through on the clutch birdie putt to win the match.
Is that what happened? All right, that's why Neal. It's all the team, and we came up a little short, and we came a little short with our doing at the last one for the DCFC, but we can't.
But when the belts were on the line,
that's it.
When it takes a champion and a champion's heart to get it done, when all the chips are in the middle of the table, there was only one. He knew it. I knew it.
Let's go.
We knew it. You knew it. Kenny Allen, Braylon Edwards, you guys knew how it was going to end. There was no other way it could end, because these are two champions you were facing right here. These are two guys with belts. These are two guys with pedigree. These are two guys that, when it's all on the line, are going to step up and execute and get the job done. And that man right there, Darren McCarty, a 20-foot birdie putt with everything on the line, brought home these belts, because winners win. That's what they do. That's what we do. And we are New Way Works Celebrity Golf Match champions. And guess what? Because next year, we'll do it again. Baby. Shane, we're going to do it again, right?
That's right.
Next year, we're going to do it again.
We want to see who's out there to even challenge you guys. I don't know. I don't know if Braylon and Kenny are ready again. I don't know.
Well, I would like to run it back. It was a lot of fun. And Shane, again, appreciate you. How can people, if they want to look into New Way Works and support what's going on in the future, what do they got to do?
Yep. newwayworks.org. So that's with one W, so NEWAY, then works.org. You can go to social media, Instagram, Facebook. We're on LinkedIn. Give us a shout out. Give us a message. We'll respond to you very timely. And one quick question for D-Mac before I get off the show here, and I'm very grateful for this opportunity. That last putt, 20-foot putt, compared to You know what it feels like to hit a great golf shot compared to that winning goal in the Red Wings. What do you say?
Pretty much the putt, right?
It's the same thing.
It's pretty much the putt.
No, but it's the same thing. It's called moments. Embracing the moment, and those when the lights get brighter, when there's more people around, I get calmer. I get excited. That excites me to perform. So that putt there is a challenge where I'm effing myself about, hey, you still got it.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day. So
awesome.
To me, it's the inner battle, and that's the self-awareness that people have. Sometimes you execute it. It just hey, here's the moral of the amateur story. It makes up for the 3-footer I missed to be one up on 17. So sometimes you miss. You can't. You know, you're going to miss a 3-footer, but go back and make the 20-footer. But it's about execution because I still got the same accomplishment in my right. And I don't want to let him down. When it's I come through more in the clutch, not when it's going to make me victorious. Like if I got to putt to win, but if I got to putt to tie or something like this, that's what makes. So I'm working on that. But it's a great team.
You execute
dream work right there.
You execute the moment, or the moment will execute you. One of the two.
That's great.
And we executed the moment, and here's the proof.
The hardware.
You can come. Anybody who wants a shot, come get some. Shane, appreciate you, brother. Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Shane. Keep doing what
Thanks
you're
for
doing.
coming through. Shane Giannino, everyone, from New Way Works, and we'll be back at it next year. Anyone who wants a shot at the title, line up, get in contact with my guy Shane. We'll pick the right opponent because that's where we are. We choose what we want to do because that's what champions do.
Hey, you know what? You obviously know who the talking head is in this tag team. So the fact is, you set it up, Neal, and I'll be there knocking them down. But people like winning, right?
Absolutely.
People like haircuts. So why would you not come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and register for once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win the car of your dreams from Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac? Yes, Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men is open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, no appointment necessary. Why? It's wicked awesome. Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back and talk some Lions.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Neal Ruhl here for oddstrader.com, the #1 site for all of your game day bets, play-by-play updates, live scores, and maybe most importantly, the best price from all the sports books on every game. That's the most important thing to this. I tell this story all the time, guys. Look, football season's here. You got to make moves. You got to make moves quickly. You can't be opening up an app, say, oh, I want to take this game. Okay, that's a pretty cool line. Let me check the other app. You close that one out. You go to the next app. Oh, the price, that's not good there. Let me check that third one I have an account with. You go over there. Oh, this price is a little bit better. Let's go back to the other one. Make sure that price is... No, everything's changed. You can't be like that. oddstrader.com. Take this stuff seriously, guys. Don't give anything away. Again, go to oddstrader.com. What it do? Off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, New Way Works, Celebrity Golf Match Championship belts have been delivered. And, it feels good to be a champion. Obviously, it does. But, you get used to the feeling, too. And at the same time, in the end, we were down 2 in that match, D-Mac, but we came back and we got the job done. And coming up in about 30 minutes from now, we got the San Jose State shirts on. We're going to talk to San Jose State head football coach Brent Brennan. No one else in the Detroit market's bringing you a Mountain West breakdown. That's all I know.
Does anybody else sitting? I know everybody watches that last game as the bailout, but does anybody focus in like you do?
That's the key.
Your bit. So this to me makes total sense in the world.
Absolutely. And look,
insight.
I was talking about Odds Trader and stuff. Like, you guys are watching these games, man. You can lie to me and say you're not, but don't lie to yourself and say that you're not. I know Adham Beydoun on a Saturday night is chasing San Jose State, San Diego State. I know he is. Adham Beydoun's walking to the studio. He's nodding his head. He knows.
The bailout. And you know, and everybody at the beginning of the day of betting looks at the last game of the night to see what if. What in case, because it's in the back. It's not like you get to it. Most people, I would think, is like, check that one out.
Hey,
check the 12 o'clocks out, and then you check out the last game.
That last game on a college football Saturday, that midnight game, it's a lot like the city of Cleveland. You don't set out going to there. It's not the destination. You just end up there. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And you end up there, and you're going to get that action in on it. You just are. And I know, Adham Beydoun's on the chair right now. He just sauntered in, and this is going to be a good story. I know it is. I don't know what it's going to be about, but I know it's going to be a good story. But Adham, what about that? What's the most you've ever bet on an 11 o'clock or later Saturday night college football game?
Almost 1,500.
And that's what I'm talking about.
Let me put it kindly, because I think the Cleveland example is amazing. You don't want to be there, but you just end up there because you're having a bad day, and your day is only going to get worse.
You're going to save it.
Yeah, but you're not smart enough.
If I'm ever betting on an 11 o'clock game, I had a bad day.
Absolutely.
If I'm ever betting on an 11 o'clock game, I messed up.
And I think most people, right? Isn't that the case, Neal? Maybe throw that in the chat. If you're betting on the late game, is it because it's more routine? You know, it's part of your viewing schedule, or it's because you're down money?
You're down. It has to be. 99% has to be you're down.
Adham Beydoun's calling for a 99% result poll.
It has to be. You can't justify staying up till 1 in the morning and again,
if it's Hawaii, you're up till 3 in the morning.
When you're betting, I'm sorry, it's part of the game now. Adrenaline's up. You're hyper focused. Every pass, every play matters.
You're locked in.
I can't do that at 1 in the morning. I can't do it at midnight. The only reason I can do it is because I lost a lot of money earlier.
Now, everybody wants to know: did you win that $1,500 bet?
I did.
Nice.
I bet Utah on a late game actually.
Did
Utah
you?
played a 10:30 or a 10 o'clock game last year. Hell of a game.
There
a
he
lot
is.
of money.
Adham Beydoun, everybody. What you got going on, man?
Oh God, we're getting ready for Bedrock Detroit.
That's
We're
right.
going to be down there today with the heavyweights, giving away a jersey. Going to have a good time.
And it's Jersey Day, a little roller skating action after Jersey Day.
Yeah,
Thursday.
you know, we have a lot of white people that think they can play basketball here, so we're going to figure that out later today. So it should be fun.
Is it just the white ones?
I mean, I know the other ones can.
All right, Adham, let me bring this back on the tracks real quick before we let you go.
played D2 college, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
so
let me put this back on the tracks a little bit. The Get Right special this year. It's famous. It's taken on a folk life of its own. 17-6 documented by the Minister of Accountability.
I like that.
Just keep your ears out for it all year long because
I'll bet
we're going deep. You're going to have the background on San Jose State football when they're playing that 11 o'clock night, the game. You're going to have the background on it.
How friendly are the lines, though? That's my question. I mean, are we talking games where there are -2, 300 favorites, or?
No, because
these are good games.
Yeah, you know how it is, right? Like when teams go to Hawaii, you know what I'm saying? That weird officiating that goes on out there and stuff like that. The lines. There's already one this weekend. The Hawaii game this weekend, Vanderbilt, Hawaii. Vanderbilt has no business only being an 8.5-point favorite. On surface, you think, man, Hawaii, they lost their coach. Everybody transferred out. Timmy Chang starting over with nothing. There's no reason that Vanderbilt should
So
only
we're taking the spread is what you're telling me.
Well, weird stuff happens out there, dude. It just does. It just does. I'm not saying it yet because it's not Friday.
I'm waiting for your Get Right special.
I'm going to have one. I'm going to have one for you tomorrow.
It'll be unveiled Tomorrow.
And it will
the first
be
of the day. He's got to take in more information. That's
Yeah.
why
17-6, huh?
17-6. Document it.
Documented
We'll
by
be
the
up a
Minister
lot
of
of money by the end of the
Accountability.
year.
Yeah.
I like that. Can I get a template of Minister of Accountability?
I'll make you a deal.
I like that.
Every week, I will place a $500 bet on your Get Right special.
Now,
And if we end up winning by the end of the year, all the money we make, I'll donate to charity.
okay.
Deal?
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely. It's a
And
deal.
if I lose all the money,
But remember, Adam,
we'll be betting late at night.
the one baseline with the Get Right is this, and this is what I always say: if you had a good Saturday and you're up, then put a couple of bucks on it just to stay up. It's a break glass in case of an
What I would
emergency.
suggest is putting X amount in the Get Right pool, right? Have your base bet on a losing week what you bet, right? So if it's, say it's $1,000.
Yeah, we'll never increase it. It'll always be the same every week, even if we're up 3, 4, 5 weeks.
Yeah, it's in case of emergency, break glass. That's what the Get Right is. I will get you out of the hole.
All right.
I will get you out. Now remember that. Play accordingly. Be honorable to the system, and everything will be okay,
I'll do my
brother.
best.
I got you.
That's
We playing golf
oxymoron.
Saturday, Adam, or what?
We are
Okay.
trying to book a course.
All right, early
Early as
right?
hell. Yeah, we're
Fish
gonna
says
aim early.
Fish said to me, he told me that if you say you're trying, that means you're not trying.
I called around all day yesterday trying to make it happen.
Fish doesn't believe you.
I can't find a tee time before 11 o'clock. It's ridiculous right now. Too many people who shouldn't be golfing are golfing.
It's true.
Bunch of shankers out there. Embarrassing. Bunch of
Are you
white.
that guy?
Yeah, I hate people.
Are you that guy?
I tee off in front of people that do that. I tee up on them, and I try to hit them with my driver every time. I hate people that show up to a course and can't break 100. If you're hitting 120, 130 strokes, just do me a favor. Go to the range. Please. Please. There's a lot of people trying to get on with their day in golf. Have some courtesy.
But here's the thing. You can do, here's where it's acceptable. Pace of play. That's all it is. So if it takes you 120 to play at the pace that good
I can live with
golfers
that.
do, then you can live with that. Exactly.
That's different.
So it's pace of play that you're up against.
Yeah.
That is.
Okay.
Adam, appreciate you, man.
I can't wait to lose all my money because of you.
Morning Wood, I get you right. Morning Woodward Show, 8 to 10 a.m. right here. Adam, Beydoun, and the gang on there. And Bradley K sums this up perfectly in the YouTube chat thread. The Get Right special is way more effective than trying to get my money back on a parlay on an NFL Sunday.
Amen.
You guys are throwing up Hail Marys. I'm giving you lifelines. That's
Yeah.
the difference. That's the difference.
It is a
We're going to do it, but we are. And I'm excited. You know, the tour of college football continues today here on Big D Energy. We're going to be getting it in, and I can't wait, man. College football starts this week. I'll have an honorary Get Right special. And to be fair, I shouldn't be having to bail the people out in week 0 of college football on Saturday night at 11. That's a lot. Like, be fair with me here, okay? That's a lot.
That's a good point.
We're gonna, you got to do one. Like, I got to give a pick for Saturday, so certainly I'm going to. But like, guys, can we
ease into it?
Yeah, you know what? Can we crawl before we walk here, everybody? I don't want the tweets because I do get them.
Yeah.
Don't make no mistake, D-Mac, and I've shared them with you guys. I do get them at like 10:50 on a Saturday night saying, "Hey, the Hawaii game's getting ready to start. Who you got?" That's not the way this works, man.
Yeah.
It's not a cash register. You don't just ring the bell and take the money.
I'm going to continue to do it.
I know.
I forgot
Well,
who you got. Who you got?
I know you are, but that's different. But guys, it's week 0. Okay?
I'm already in the hole.
Yeah. I don't want that. I don't want those messages. I don't need those messages. I'm not here for them. Week 0, we're not doing
I
that.
put a $10,000 bet on Chet to win Rookie of the Year. I'm already in the hole.
I really felt. I thought Nebraska was going to cover against Northwestern. I laid some serious wood on them in the game in Ireland at 12:30 on week 0 of Saturday, and I'm playing catch up. Can you get me right? There's no way Northwestern should have won. We're not doing that act yet.
Yeah, not just yet. Wait till
Yeah,
at least
wait
week
till
3.
week 3. Right? Wait till week 3.
Yeah. No, I do. I like it. And It is. It's a lot of fun. Arthur Fonzarelli, the very best sports bettors in the world, win 54 to 56% of it long term. 17-6 means nothing. There's no doubt that if the best, you'll have an edge of 55%.
17-6 means that in the 23 games he bet last year, he was right on 17 of them. That's what that means.
And in the highest pressure situations.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I understand. And guys, I live this thing. You, D-Mac, you guys know this because you get the texts and everything. I'm not just telling you to pick it and I go to bed.
If this means anything, I'll gamble on golf and NASCAR and futures, right? I don't bet football or whatever. If I did bet football, when you threw the bailout, I'd wait till whatever and you're adamant about it. That's the game I'd bet because of how passionate, because that's your jam, bro. It's like asking me about wrestling or asking me about
it's
stuff
my lane.
that's going on. By the way, John Moxley semi-squash, CM Punk, who saw it coming. Way to go, Mox. Yeah. Anyways.
Yeah, but that's my lane. That's where I live. So 17-6 with everything on the line. So just think about that, everybody. But no, when we do come back here, though, we are going to talk. Some Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell made some news about his intelligence. Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah.
Or perceived lack thereof.
Yeah, perceived lack thereof intelligence.
And it was really an intriguing story to me. And don't forget, San Jose State head football coach Brent Brennan will join us coming up about 11:45. That's Eastern time for the people on the West Coast that watch the show, which there are a contingent out there that do. We are going to be doing that as well. But it's a fascinating story to me, and I want to know where you guys are at, is if there's any validity to it, perceived validity to it, or whatever. There's validity to this. Cintron is the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, and they've combined all three of their flavors into a limited edition 6-pack sampler box. Pretty cool. If you're watching on the YouTube channel right now, you get a picture of it. You can pre-order your limited edition Detroit Red Wings themed 6-pack at CintronWorld.com/Red Wings. It's Cintron, the new energy drink for the active lifestyle. Get energized with Cintron, and let's go Red Wings.
New to the game or a season better? OddsTrader.com has everything you need to make the right bet ahead of kickoff. Begin your handicapping journey with OddsTrader. Improve your edge by finding the best price on every game from sportsbooks in your backyard. Take advantage of the numerous sign-up bonus offers to pad your bankroll. Dive into key game statistics, player performance, and even account for the projected game day weather. Best of all, you can use the OddsTrader bet tracker to keep a log of your action. Welcome to OddsTrader, and best of luck.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer, Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new field house. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock in the Monroe Street Midway today, right?
Yep.
August 25th, that's today. It's Jersey Thursday. It's a roller skating party at the Monroe Street Midway. Our very own Woodward heavyweights. That guy in that room, Spencer Raxter. Easy as well will be broadcasting live from the Roll Out Detroit roller rink with a Jersey theme party starting immediately after with a DJ and a Jersey giveaway. Today, everybody. Today, get on out there. That's 5 o'clock, right, Spence? You
yes,
guys
sir.
go.
We go live at 5.
You go live at 5. They'll be giving away a jersey, so get on out. Can you do me a favor? Can we get like the hitters?
Yeah.
And you know a hitter when you see it.
For sure.
Just a couple of photos. I want to talk about them on the show tomorrow.
All right.
We need a couple of those.
Sounds good.
Give me your 2 or 3 best out there.
I'm going to wait for Easy to eat shit because I know he can't skate. So I'll get a
and
good
I want
picture.
that video,
yeah,
too.
I got it.
A lot like his sports takes. His roller skating ability are in line with his sports takes. All right, cool. No, be out there tonight. Monroe Street Midway, brought to you by Bedrock Detroit.
Sorry, Fleming.
Back at it with the energy. Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, New Way Works Golf Classic champions. We have the belts to prove it. Happy to have you along for the ride as well. This story surfaced about Dan Campbell. And there's been talk, right? And D-Mac, what's been one of the perceived knocks from a distance, right? Because you don't know, because you don't talk to the guy. This is just something where, the concern, you see Dan Campbell, and you saw him just towering over you. I mean, just cut, ripped, football to the max, right? Like football guy to the max. So, unjustifiably, he gets that kind of that meathead moniker, right? Is he a football meathead? Fox Sports NFL said Lions coach Dan Campbell isn't bothered by the perception of the coach being, quote, limited strategic football knowledge, unquote. His response to that was, the dumber you think I am, the better.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because I think that he's learned. The one thing about Dan Campbell, and he's proven, is you look at who he's learned under, and obviously coming from New Orleans, not talking about the time that he spent in Miami, but New Orleans under Sean Payton, whatever like this. And what I really noticed, Neal, from being down there is that he's got the right former players in the role, because it's not that they are friends, although I think they are now because of the task at hand and being on the same team like a football team is. But he's got the right guys teaching the right thing, coaching, the proper coaches, and the running backs coach, and the defensive coordinator and the offensive coordinator. He's not dumb. I think it's immediately when he came in last time, and Motor City Dan Campbell, we're gonna bite kneecaps off and stuff like this. Well, people automatically, maybe he did that on purpose to throw it, to throw you off the scent, to be, you think you're dumber, but I don't think at all, because he's a leader of men. Right? Maybe to the acumen that he's not going to score the highest on an SAT test, but does that really matter when you can put? Because one thing the eyeball test tells me is that every player, every coach, every equipment guy, every staff member is all in for the Detroit Lions with Dan Campbell. The most poignant thing, and I mentioned it yesterday, is what Deuce Staley said, is I don't want these guys going through a wall for me. I want them to go through a wall with me. That's the attitude I get. Dan Campbell's leading the charge. It's like Leonidas in 300. Let's go.
It does. You have no choice but to be motivated, though, when you listen to him talk. And the reason why is
it's
because
the self-awareness, maybe the self-awareness, and he's going to always, that's the role that he plays as that type of player that he is, the type of coach. He ain't afraid to weather the storm or answer the tough questions or be in front of it and make it look that way or sell himself short, right? Because he's going to sell himself short to all of us out here, because in the room, that's not the way it is, because they don't look at him like that. Nobody in that locker room trying to get to where they want to get to looks at him like outside perception. So you do that on purpose. Us against them, this and that. But if you don't watch him and see that he's a smart guy, right?
Well, absolutely. And the thing that I think he really signifies is his assistants are that line, I think, between the new school of doing things and the old school way of doing things. And look, look, people will take this, depending on what your narrative is, you'll take this whichever way you want to take it. But the moral of the story is this: people are humans, and we just want to know why.
Yeah.
Give us the why.
Yeah.
That's it.
What do I say?
Here's why.
I don't need to know the right or wrong. I just need to know the why. And the why is, you can see, when he says that I want to put you in the best spot, I'm working hard, and this is for you, man. You got to trust me, stuff like this. He bleeds it. He believes it. He's the one who's in the office. That's why, when you watch Hard Knocks, you see behind it. It's good to see, too, that, he's sitting in the office with Deuce Staley getting ready to go to Indianapolis, and they're going, I like where we're at. Okay, we're coming along. The message is getting there. We got work to do and stuff like this, because it's about the journey along the way and sort of doing all the little things. So to your message, it's that communication, and whether you Leonidas, maybe Mufasa in Lion King or whatever, but the delegation is there, and everybody understands what their role is, whether you're a player or a coach. It's the same sort of thing as what Derek Lalonde, the Wings coach, said, what he learned in Tampa. Managers manage, players play, coaches coach. That's what I see happening with the Lions. And to me, that's a start even before getting the culture foundation right, before you can even go out and try to win a game.
And look, I know what we're talking about here. And again, I'll be consistent. Where I said my thing about Dan Campbell is, what do you do when you're 8-8 and you got to win this game to get in the playoffs, and it's 17-17 in the fourth quarter and you got the ball? Like, that's through all this.
But that's the next level.
But that's different. But that's the next level.
That's the next level.
The next
you know
level.
what?
Exactly.
YT Sparty brings up a great point. You know, we still have this love if they're losing. No, he said it himself that he's got to win games, but we got to see that the progress of the machine's still moving forward. If we're 8-8 having to win that last game and he's got to make a decision, you better sit back and go, holy cow, we're here at this moment, regardless of the result, right? Because that's growth. Do you ever think after coming off a 3-13 season and to be that, you know what I'm saying? That's how you get that sort of worst to first mentality. But we want to put him in he's gonna be in more uncomfortable situations that he hasn't been in before.
Yeah.
He knows how to lose. He mentioned it in this last Hard Knocks about the little things. He pulled the pants out and got to get the little dirt and the dust and all that out. That's taking the little things and make sure that it's tight before you move it on. So. Yeah, I guarantee we're going to be sitting here questioning some of his decisions, but the decisions he's making is not the same mistakes. I don't think he's going to make the same mistakes. I think he's going to make some new ones that we're going to question, but that's all part of the evolution of this coach and this team.
And for me, he said something too in that Hard Knocks, and I meant to get to this yesterday, and I forgot about it, but he said something to me that I've been kind of searching for a way to articulate this to my kids. When he was breaking down the loss, from the game before against Atlanta, and he said, and this was brilliant, I thought. He said, guys, was that us doing it to ourselves, or was it them doing it to us? It's us doing it to ourselves. I've been looking for years for a way to articulate that to my kids, right? Because I want to teach them to be, when stuff is going bad around you and stuff like that, don't make it worse by making your own mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's already hard enough.
Do your job.
Do your job. And again, life, NFL football, all of it's the same, where it's hard enough to have success just having to beat the opponent, whatever that opponent is, your job, life, wherever, NFL team. I'm so into mental strength. You and I talk about this a lot on the golf course.
It's the same thing as we played last Monday in DCFC, right? Where I look at you after the round and go, well, if you want to be mad, we got to be mad at ourselves,
right?
Because we didn't get beat. We didn't execute.
We didn't execute.
Right?
Was
so
it them
that
or us?
means
It was us.
what is it forced? Because you and I both is okay. Got to put a little bit more work in, and we don't like that taste. It's the same thing as that, because that's next level stuff, right? Because that wasn't last year. Last year was, you look at the talent, and it didn't matter the trickery, how he coached, how he played, where we got. You just didn't have the talent to beat the other teams, right? They, until you did at certain times. So now it's getting the work ethics there, and now they're proving that it's what they do to themselves, right? Like, for example, the first game, guy's got it in his hands. That's why he's on defense, and he drops it. But those are what good teams, and that's the next level, is they make the plays that are there. They make the putts to win. They make, that's execution. And that's what, and that's the next level. Because if you have the talent you're supposed to have, and then you got to execute, and it's exciting, because as long as you see forward progress, right, new things, are we getting better? Can you see that? Because that's what you want, because that's how you can get to the whatever the destination finish line that you believe. And for us here, it's get to the playoffs and win a playoff game.
Robert Closius says, Neal, that's the best part of Hard Knocks, hearing Dan Campbell talk about winning the very end of the game, how serious he takes that part of practice, a 2-minute drill, the red zone, offense, defense, all of that. And again, guys, this is separate. I've said this, I'll maintain this, I'll always say this, because until we get to that moment, we don't know. What does he do as a coach when all the chips are in the middle of the table and you win to go to the playoffs or you lose and the season's over? That's different. That's different than this. Rosé. We'll always go, you got to show us at that moment. All this stuff is nice that we're talking about right now, but it's all part of it. And I think and that's why people are excited. Again, that's why I go back to it, to where with the Martin Mayhew thing from the Matt Millen thing, that was the same people. That was people that were part of those failures. That's what it was. Those were an extension of the same people. Even into Matt Patricia, when Quinn came in here, those same draft failures, those same free agency failures with the Trey Flowers and things like that, they weren't at that part. They weren't at that exit of the highway yet when they came in there. That's why I'm excited now, because there is a difference fundamentally. Same thing with Dan Campbell, the way he talks to the team, the way that he preaches that. Was that them doing that to us, or was that us doing? I love that line. I love that line because, again, life's hard enough. Football's hard enough. For you to have to overcome self-inflicted mistakes, man. Self-inflicted mistakes kill you.
It's the old adage, don't point the finger, pull the thumb. Right? So it's taking accountability, self-awareness, and all this stuff. And the more that he gets every player in there to realize what their job is, and if they're accountable, not only to themselves, but to each other. Right? We saw that with Easy and Hank Fraley talked about, who you letting down. You're letting yourself down, man. You're letting yourself down, so be better. So one thing that if you're going to be better or be the best, you might as well go Guardian Alarm, right? They know where it's at. They keep you safe and give you peace of mind, whether you're at home or on the road. All with 24/7, been telling you, local security monitoring. So what's important to you is safe. So if you want to be part of the Big D Energy Woodward Sports family, you can. Please give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
Is it 123?
Yes.
Straight days of flannel. Yes, it is. Give them a call, 1-800.
Stay out. Get out of my house.
Get out of the flannel's house, and they've been staying away. 123, that's pretty good. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts, tell them Big D Energy sent you.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Hello? Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Everybody likes free stuff. You like free stuff. I like free stuff. Big Frog's got free stuff. Yes, get a free Woodward Sports t-shirt. That's right, a free Woodward Sports t-shirt all month long at Big Frog in Novi. So just stop in. Tell them Big D Woodward Sports sent you. They'll print you one up right on the spot. So go to Big Frog in Novi today. Get your free t-shirt or visit them online at bigfrog.com/Novi.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. We got Sam Flannel, we got Spencer Raxter as well. Just a couple minutes away, we're scheduled to be joined by the head football coach at San Jose State. Brennan will join us as we continue our tour around college football this week. San Jose State people are pretty cool. They sent us out some t-shirts. They know that we're repping Mountain West. We break down Mountain West football like no other here. But it is one of those things where we are excited for week 0 of college football season. We'll be watching on Saturday.
Oh, no doubt.
Sam Flannel, Nebraska, Northwestern in Ireland. Is that everything you expect? Everything you hoped it would be? Will it be everything you hope it be as a Big Ten fan?
Hey, I'm one of those people that thinks Scott Frost will turn it around this year and win 7 to 8 games. That Nebraska team just gets so unlucky, and their situational coaching hasn't been very good, but this is the year. Casey Thompson, no more Martinez's. This is the year where they win 8 games. Let's go Nebraska. I'm rooting for them.
But isn't it an even year for Northwestern, so they should be good this year? Isn't that the Fitzy way? So I guess, not one that I would sort of, hey, let's kick off the season and all this stuff, but I'm going to tune into it just to get the vibe of it starting off. And put it this way, could be a lot worse games.
Could it?
Well,
Could there?
We'll see.
Northwestern was bad last year, bro.
No, I know, but it's an even year. Northwestern every other year seems to do something. Nah, it'll be a blowout probably. I don't know. Do you feel like Legend Killer does about Nebraska?
No. I don't,
Nebraska's
man.
another Iowa, right?
Yeah, 100%. I would say even worse because they're advertised as more than that. Iowa's Iowa, right? At the end of the day, they always, the Iowa tendencies always bust through. But for teams like Nebraska, I was told when they came into the Big Ten, you know what we were all told when they came into the Big Ten, and you are not seeing it. They are not showing us at all.
No, not at all. But Nebraska at least has a pedigree. They've won 5 national championships since the 70s. Tom Osborne, people like that. So they at least have some pedigree, and I don't think they're going to be bad for this long because they have just had the worst luck. They haven't done well situationally. Spencer remembers Michigan State could have easily lost that game last year.
Yeah, for sure. It was a very close game.
Michigan could have easily lost that game last year.
Because, what was it, Adrian Martinez fumbled in his own territory. Yeah, that's kind of what they do.
Adrian Martinez was a quarterback at Nebraska for 30 years. I think he was on one of those national championship teams.
It's like Connor Shaw in South Carolina. I swear Connor Shaw was the quarterback of South Carolina for 15 years.
Yeah, dude, it went on and on and on with this guy. And I think it was time for him to be gone, right? At some point.
Hey, what about Sean Clifford at Penn State? He's coming back. He's got another year of eligibility. Come on now, he's another one. He's on the 7-year plan.
Yeah,
they're called doctors.
I don't know. Rich Diana, Nebraska recruiter. Hey, we got corn. Yeah. But Wyatt Bayer makes a great point. But if Scott Frost isn't the answer, then who is? What other card do you have to play because you're not getting a nationally relevant?
He was supposed to be
that guy, right?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be the great catch and stuff like this. So I can't believe we're breaking down Nebraska a little bit here, but the fact that
they're going to be the first game that everybody watches.
Is it the coaching? Sam said, the last year's situational, right? Is he the smoke and mirrors of him being the savior? Is that not the case? Do they cut ties, or is it too much money committed to it? Or are they just happy because they got a Big Ten, they're in the Big Ten, and they got the contract? You know what I'm saying? Where's the motivation?
Well, I think both things are true.
Okay.
Yeah, I do. I think with Nebraska, both things are true. And we're going to get a look early on at the Big Ten and Northwestern and things like that. And that's going to be, you're all going to watch. For real. You're all going to watch. And D-Mac, exactly what you said. I'll even turn it on. Right. And I'll turn it on, and you know what it'll be like? It'll be a lot like exhibition NFL football, like that Hall of Fame game, where you're so juiced that football's back. You turn on Nebraska Northwestern, then you're like, all right, let's go. And then you watch it for 5.5 minutes, and you're like, wow, these two teams suck. I'm moving on.
I think Nebraska wins by at least 3 touchdowns, personally. That Northwestern team last year was terrible.
13.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me know. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just, for me, it's I get juiced for that, but I just don't like what's Nebraska's identity?
They don't have one.
What's Northwestern's identity?
They don't have one. I mean, at least for this year. I mean, Nebraska, they were supposed to be a high-powered offense with Adrian Martinez, with Scott Frost as the coach, who was supposed to be the Jim Harbaugh for Nebraska, former quarterback for the team, had a lot of success at Central Florida, but it just hasn't worked out. But it seems like it's not always the offense's fault. They have just been terrible situationally and unlucky, and you have to give Scott Frost a lot of the flack for that. I'm actually surprised he was allowed to coach this season. I thought he was donezo after last year.
But here's the thing, right? The deal, the media deal, right? This gives all these coaches, like, do you think the universities are they're at like you're making money, you're getting all this money, that gives you a reprieve. Why are you going to stress yourself out and go have to find another coach and go do whatever?
Yeah, because the money's guaranteed now at
That's
this point.
what I'm saying. Is that like, so tell me, where's the motivation to
That's interesting, D-Mac, because now these universities are going to be like pro teams where you have your Royals and your Rays, and then you'll have like your Yankees and your Dodgers and your Mets and things like that. So that's an interesting way to see it, because the money's coming in regardless of what you do.
That's what I'm saying. So where's your motivation to get better? Right? Or to move your coach if he's not the right guy, as long as, like, maybe because, like, we're talking Nebraska and Northwestern, who no matter what, but they got two coaches that are highly recognizable in Pat Fitzgerald. And
Look at, on a side note, look at these comments firing through the YouTube chat thread right now. You guys are deep on the Nebraska thing, man. Is it a Big Ten thing or is it a Nebraska? It's got to be a Big Ten thing, right?
Probably a Big Ten thing. If they were in the Big 12 still, I don't think that fans of our show would be as invested in Nebraska. But like I said before, Nebraska is a big brand, or at least they were a big brand. They had a lot of success between like 1970 and 2001. They were one of the best programs in the entire country.
Yeah, I don't.
It's
weird
so
to me.
So isn't Nebraska the one that you pay attention to if you're a State or a Michigan fan, because they're the one that's always could permeate and then explode, like they could be good again?
Over.
No? Okay, I'm just saying. I don't think so now that the guaranteed money's there and they proved with what they've got. But what I'm saying is that when you're talking about they have history or pedigree through that, I know when they were in the other conference, but that still goes somewhere, doesn't it?
Who's been a bigger bust on the Big Ten entry, Penn State or Nebraska?
I mean, it has to be Nebraska because
aren't they the same?
I don't think so, because Penn State at least cashed one in for a Big Ten title in 2016. They've been consistent winners. I think they've even. Was that just the one Big Ten title that they won? But they've been consistent. They've been like 8, 9, 10 wins. Actually, over the past, pretty much since they've been in the Big Ten, they've been right on par, I think, with Michigan. They've been about at their level, except Michigan.
8-4.
That's kind of the average season for Penn State, 8-4, 9-3, 10-2. But Nebraska under Scott Frost, have they even made a bowl game? If they did, I think they were 6-6 and lost. But that's just a colossal bust under a coach that had so much promise and so much hope. He coached I think this is horse crap, the national championship Central Florida team, and he's going back to his school where he used to be a quarterback. It was a fairy tale until it wasn't. But to be fair, last year's Nebraska team, this is going to sound like a really hollow compliment, might have been the single greatest 3-4 win team in college football history.
Oh, cool story, bro.
Way to go, Legend Killer.
Well, hey, that's a Michigan fan for you, right?
The killer can't walk by without he pulled out his side knife and just cut. Here you go, Scott. You just, by the way, here's a little backhanded compliment.
Namahi says Nebraska by far, Penn State one of the best in the Big Ten. Are they?
Yes.
That's overstating
Top
it, right?
4 or 5.
Am I fair? Am I
consistently
top 4 or 5, but never top 2?
No, I mean 2016 they did win it when they had Saquon Barkley, kind of a generational talent. But
Yeah.
I would say Penn State, besides for that 2013 to 2015 run with Michigan State, has been a better football program than Michigan State over the past 20-some years. Although that run with D'Antonio between 2013 and 2015 was amazing, Penn State's been a better football program. Spencer, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I think so. I think Penn State's been a pretty decent football team for sure.
Yeah, but that's it. And that's where it stops. Like all these additions to the Big Ten that were gonna, change the landscape of college football have sucked.
Well,
they've sucked.
Penn State was supposed to wreck the Big Ten. It was not fair that they were coming to the Big Ten. They had so much success with Joe Pa, and then ever since then they have been at the absolute best, the second or third best program in the Big Ten, next to Ohio State and maybe Michigan. And Nebraska obviously has been a colossal disappointment. I mean, Bo Pelini, it's funny. I never thought Nebraska fans would be like, bring back Bo Pelini.
But here we are.
Yep, here we are.
Koke says, Penn State is a somebody. Are they?
I think they are.
I think they're a TCU.
No.
TCU didn't have Andy Dalton.
I always look at
TCU won a Rose, in the last decade, they won a Rose Bowl. They've won a conference champ. They're TCU. I always get flack for this. And I do this on purpose, everybody. TCU's done everything on paper anybody else has done.
TCU, Andy Dalton was their quarterback. He was a pretty hyped up player. Yeah, he was. They had guys like Josh Doxson. I mean, they were a successful program, and now they are in a power conference.
Beat Wisconsin in a Rose Bowl.
They absolutely did. And so, yeah, TCU, they had LaDainian Tomlinson, although that was a long time ago. So they've been a fairly successful program. They've been definitely on par with Penn State. They're like neck and neck. They're actually pretty close, and I'll give you that.
The more you think about it, the more you know I'm right, Sam Flannel, and you don't like it.
I mean,
But is that if you're going by wins and losses and like by bowl games?
I'm talking resume. You know what I'm saying? Because you can skew numbers.
Comparable. Same middle. But those teams are. Penn State is you're 5 to 10, right? You know what I'm saying? Like maybe they can get up to number 3, but they're not one of the 4, right? So you have your Alabamas and your Georgias, right? And then you have who else? Your Clemsons and Ohio States and ones that are going to be there, Neal. But TCU. Penn State are always the ones when they're at their best. They're going to be that playing the Sugar Bowl, playing whatever, but they're going to be ranked 5, 6, 7, 8.
They're never
a threat. They're there. You take them to the party. You'd want them in your foursome. They're going to hit some shots for you in the scramble, but they just can never get sort of over the top consistently.
Just so I'm being honest, Penn State did win. I don't know if they won the national championship, but they were undefeated in '94 and won the Rose Bowl in their second season in the Big Ten. So it started off promising, but they had a stretch between 2000 and 2004 where they had 4 out of 5 losing seasons. So
that's 30 years
not
ago.
a success. Yeah, long time ago.
All right, well, hey, we're going to be joined, as we talked about, by San Jose State head football coach Brent. Let's take this break real quick, and then we'll get you that discussion with Brent Brennan. Ciabatta summer salads, hand dip shakes, all of it for you at Big Boy, the Chicken Club, chicken cordon bleu, sunrise ham and cheddar on grilled ciabatta bread. We want to keep it light. If you're the anti-Spencer, you want to keep it light, right? You don't want to be heavy all the time, like a heavyweight. Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salads as well. And then the payoffs at the end, the hand dip shakes, cookies and cream, or strawberry as well. Summer is better at Big Boy.
Ciabatta.
Fellas, let's be honest. We like things to be easy. We like simple stuff, like sports 7 days a week. We like things uncomplicated, like Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play. And before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Open 10 to 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Back at it, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, 4-time Stanley Cup champion. Darren McCarty here in the house. Sam Flannel, the legend killer. We got Spencer Raxter pushing the 1s and 2s behind the scene. Just a couple of seconds away here from Brent Brennan, the San Jose State head football coach. Yes, we're talking Mountain West football. And oh, by the way, People don't know it. There's a San Jose State Product and Lines training camp from last year. Derek Deese Jr. at the tight end. Very exciting player last year to watch, so we will pick Brent Brennan's brain on him as well. So there's always a local angle. Also, it's gonna be a tough path, obviously, with TJ Hawkinson in that room with what they're doing at the tight end spot. But Deese Jr. Last year, was a deep field threat at the tight end spot. Somebody that always excites me, D-Man.
Well, they're always up for grabs. I know Devin Funchess is lined up there, former Michigan guy, but they're competing for spots. So the fact is that, when you say that he's got speed, a guy, it'll be interesting, but he's definitely one of the guys fighting for that 53-man roster spot.
Yeah, absolutely. And we will go a little bit deeper in the woods on Mountain West football. But again, we're just kind of, it was an off-the-cuff discussion about Big Ten and the additions with Penn State and Nebraska and things like that. It is week 0. Nebraska seems to be the, at least Sam Flannel's darling of the Big Ten. And I'm curious to get it. We'll get deeper into it next week, obviously. But give me one Big Ten in general, Sam. One take. I don't need a legend kill or anything like that. Give me one take that will surprise me.
I think that Nebraska could win 9 games. I really do. I think that they have the talent, they have the coaching. They just need to clean up the situational errors. I do still believe in Scott Frost, although I might be the only one. He showed us a lot at Central Florida. He built that program up from nothing, from the doldrums. So I really want him to work. I don't know why it is that I've kind of connected with him in that program, but at this point, he's become so much the underdog that I'm like, come on, please. Come on, Scott Frost. He can't fail because Nebraska, where do they go from there? They're done. If he doesn't work out.
What about the bottom? Like Northwestern, like Illinois. It's interesting to me, right? Because I think that, and everyone's talking about how this Big Ten media rights deal with all this money that's about to be infused will be this great equalizer in that teams, Big Ten will have an advantage over other teams and stuff like that. I think, again, there is going to be a Minnesota Twins Tampa Bay Rays effect, I think, for teams like Illinois, like Nebraska, where they are not going to take all this revenue and pump it into football.
No.
They're not.
No, I think there's a lot of the different, and that's what you mean by that. The Pittsburghs and whatever is using the revenue for other things. They're smart, not smartly, but you look at the big schools and the teams to compete going to use this money to reinvest in different things to make themselves better. Some of them, you're just going to see it, It's just economics, because some of you are going to, what's the sense in chasing the big boys when they can get so much more ahead of you to begin with, right? So you're going to see it. So I guess my question is, who would you expect that to be? Is it an easy? Is it like a Northwestern that we're just gonna focus on being the smart school and
no, because they're trying, they have that unbelievable facility.
They're trying, but do you think it's to spread the wealth throughout the university more, or where do you think that it goes if they don't put this money back into the football program?
Yeah, I mean, can your coach recruit? You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's what it comes down to. I'm not talking about recruit. You guys know what I mean. Where not recruiting, because this is the new wave, right? Like what Deion Sanders is doing at Jackson State. When I say recruit, I mean where guys will crawl over glass to come play for you. Be it because you're an entertaining figure or you're Deion Sanders or whatever it is. The it. When I say it, you know what I mean. It, he has it, but he's an exception, not the rule per se.
What you're saying is the money gives it a level playing field. A level playing field is given to all the teams. So now it's about who you'll really see who the better recruiters are.
No, absolutely, you will. Yeah.
So
we lost him. So okay, my apologies. So yeah, working on some technical difficulties right now with Brent Brennan, the head coach of San Jose State. Some firewall issues. I'm being the good old university firewall.
I just
nothing better.
You know what it is, Neal, is that I think that what you'll see is that if these top programs have more so some of these younger coaches in the system, but the recruiting, right? Because recruiting's got to come through. You're going to want somebody like you mentioned, what Deion's doing. stuff like that. So more of the coaching. We see it, right, where you see it with the Lions and Hard Knocks and stuff like this. You see the former players, the coaching, stuff like that. Maybe this opens up to some of these universities to bring back former players, right, in that position to take that on. Maybe there's more money available to have better coaching if they're the right guy. I don't know what it is, but what you're telling me is that the good teams will work on that and improve not only their facilities, but improve their coaching staffs and their recruitment sell and what they can do to make it a little bit easier to sell the program like some of these bigger teams have always done.
There's a great point here by Nomahi about, I think, the future of college football in this revenue era where it's all going down. Nomahi says Frost recruiting is ranked 4th in the Big Ten for 4 straight years. He does a fine job recruiting. It's the coaching part that's hurting him. We're in that time and space now where you have to do both. You have to do both. And if you don't, you better be otherworldly good at the recruiting part of it.
So recruiting and coaching in college is like in the NFL, the salary cap, draft capital, and the culture on the field.
That's
right?
fair.
So
yeah.
the GM. So in the pros, the GM and the coach, right, have to get those both two pieces right. In college, it's usually the coach that has to get those both right. Right. One person's more responsible for both in college, where 2 people are more responsible. Would you say, unless you're like a Bill Parcells or a Bill Belichick or somebody like that? Is that fair?
Well, and plus, too, like the transfer portal is your free agency now, because that's what it is. And
but it's one guy, right? So we can look at Scott Frost and say this is his responsibility at Nebraska to be good at all these different assets, right? Whereas in the pro, you always bring it up. There were 2 things that the Lions needed to do. Right? 2 things.
This is funny too, and Jack Harrington said Scott Frost most. It's amazing how you guys are into this Nebraska Penn State discussion. Like they're deep into this. Sam Flannel. Harrington says Frost most overrated coach in the Big Ten. See, I think that's James Franklin by a mile. By an absolute mile.
Well, James Franklin is a guy who is a great recruiter, but I have never seen a college coach in my life have so many situational errors as James Franklin. I have so many times where you're just like, what in God's name are you doing?
But he wears those glasses. He looks so smart.
Like I said, though, he can recruit, and those teams do win at not at a high level, but at an 8, 9, 10 win level. But let me just give you another thing about Nebraska, why they can win 9 games. They don't have to face Michigan or Michigan State. They have kind of a 3-game schedule. They have Wisconsin, they have Michigan, and they have Oklahoma. Those might be their 3 losses. That opens the door for 9 wins.
You said they don't have to play Michigan and Michigan State?
They don't have to play Ohio State and Michigan State.
Ohio and Michigan State, but they play Michigan. Okay.
They play Michigan, Wisconsin, and Oklahoma, which I think those are their 3 losses, but they're going to win 9 games. That defense was really good last year, and they returned some players. Scott Frost, even though I'm kind of the only one who believes it, can still coach. They just have to clean up those situational errors, and I think Casey Thompson is a better quarterback. He's going to prove to be a better quarterback than any of the Martinezes. Do
you think people are hyped for Big Ten football where you can talk about Nebraska and Penn State? Scott Klinger says, can we talk about someone else other than Nebraska and Penn State? No, but it's interesting to me, and we kind of stumbled into this because they were added to the Big Ten with great fanfare, and they've done nothing. By and large, they've done nothing. And again, just for me, when you look at the new teams that are coming into the fold and stuff like that, these guys very much will get left behind. And, we can reverse engineer it. We know why Rutgers is valuable. We've discussed it. They're monetarily valuable. They might not be valuable on the field, but they crawled so everybody else could run, and that's what the Big Ten is doing with it. So again, it's a big thing. It's a big topic of discussion, and it is a crossroads for some of the coaches in the Big Ten. It is.
No, it is a crossroads, but I think that you sort of nailed it as far as where it's changed. Now these coaches in college have to be good at not just one aspect or have everything else, but there's like 3. Right, you brought up the portal too. The portal's a free agency, so that's a big. You look at what Mel Tuck coming is doing at State. Has done in the past. So, I think at the end of the day, Neal, everybody's ready for football season.
No, they are,
and we love you for playing along. But today.
I was going to say, YT Spartan YouTube chat, Sam Flannel says the Big Ten's going to be tough this year. I disagree.
I mean, Michigan State, Ohio State. I
That's
think
it.
maybe
Hard stop.
maybe one team in the West will surprise you, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be anything
No
other than
team
that.
in the West is. You know exactly what the Big Ten West is. There are no surprises over there in the Big Ten West.
Hey, but like in other words, in the Big Ten, Nebraska 9-win team. I'm telling you right now, I am planting my flag right now. Nebraska is a 9-win team. Penn State, I think, could end up being a 6 or 7-win team. Sean Clifford sucks.
What did Vegas have Nebraska over under at?
Ooh, I'll have to look that up.
Look that up.
Okay.
So we'll see who's. If Vegas is smoking what you're smoking, kid. But moving on from that, though, is to today the bottom line. We'll be at the Academy of Warren doing the show from 2 to 4 because summer's almost over. It's time to get back to school. So if you haven't enrolled your child anywhere just yet, look no further than the Academy of Warren. So, Friday, 3 to 6, Carnival Parent Orientation while the bottom line broadcasts live from the event. Enjoy games, barbecue rides, and register for the school year on the spot. Come see what the Academy of Warren is all about. Yes, they got the 7-on-7 football field, basketball court, volleyball court, all that you need also with academics, latchkey, lunches, everything else. Get to academyofwarren.net today. Tell them Big D Energy sent you.
It took exploring 50 different formulas and hosting countless taste tests, but we believe Gypsy Vodka is the smoothest vodka on the market. Don't believe us? Ask the owners.
We're Mike and Adam Kazanowski with High Five Spirits Distillery. We're in close to about 1,200 locations throughout Michigan. We wanted to create a brand that was geared more towards freedom, love, adventure, and at the end of the day, we really wanted to tell a story that inspired other people to take risk, follow their dreams, whatever that might be.
Make sure you're listening to Woodward Sports all day long. Start your morning with the Morning Woodward Show. Spend middays with Big D Energy. Watch and listen your drive home with the bottom line. And don't forget about Woodward Bets Daily. All live, all right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Scott from the Woodward Bet Show. It's Thursday. We get to talk some football. We get to talk some baseball. And we're going to be heading into the weekend and getting ready for our fantasy draft. So you guys are going to have to make sure you come check us out at 4:30 at the Woodward Bets YouTube page. You guys also got to make sure you get over to that app store and download oddstrader.com. It's got live scoring, play-by-play updates, the best place to check all the odds of sports books right in the palm of your hand. But hey, let's get to them fun coupons. That's what we like, fun coupons. But listen, I might surprise you today. I'm going to take the A's to beat the Yankees. Yeah, that's right. Yankees just came off a pretty emotional series with the Mets. Have to travel all the way across the country to Oakland. Caprillion been pitching pretty well. Sounds good to me. Oddstrader.com, Woodward Bets. Check it out.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, T-Mac, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. So we have to postpone the interview with Brent, Brennan, San Jose State head football coach. University firewall issues.
Now, would you know anything about that?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I said, tell the people about how
when
it works.
when you go to, and I deal with this intimately, obviously doing the play-by-play on the radio side for Oakland, traveling with the team. Every single university you go to in America, there are some exceptions, but there is a one unique angle to their internet experience as far as like bringing equipment onto their network, connecting with equipment outside of their network, all of that. It can be tricky. Let's just say it like that. So we're gonna angle to get that hooked up tomorrow. So our apologies on that, and Brennan sends his apologies as well. He does want to come on the show though, and we will get it worked out. So the university firewall angle, I am intimately familiar with, and there's nothing more maddening than the university firewall. Spencer Raxter can attest to that.
Yes.
Right now, he's charged up, but appreciate you though, Spence, going deep on it. We'll try to get that one worked out for tomorrow. But we do, there was one other Lions angle that I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on about it. With the Lions obviously wrapping up preseason play, and there are only 3 preseason games now because they added the extra regular season. I look forward to the day when they tack on another regular season game and take away one more of the preseason games because, for me, Dan Campbell came out and said the starters are going to play, most of the first half, I believe was the terminology that he's going to use. Jared Goff will not play. That was my last understanding of it. I haven't heard anything different since then. He will not play, which I'm fine with because there's no point, because he's a veteran quarterback and he's your guy, and it's stupid to go out there. What good's going to come of that? And this is where I lean on this, D-Mac. For me, if I'm the coach, I go to you, and this is where I think you played NHL hockey. You tell me if you agree with this. I'm going to go to you, Darren McCarty, and you, Sergei Fedorov, and you, Steve Yzerman. D-Mac, what are you feeling today? What do you need? What do you need to get right? What do you need to be ready for the season? And I go to all my starters, and I say that. What do you need? And that's what you'll get. Am I off base on that or not?
I might not have got a choice, right? Well, more so to
early
like
in the
later
career.
On, but like for all the big guys, the goaltenders too, you're gonna play the games out. But you sort of knew, right? So earlier, as you're trying to make the team, so in 93, 94 and stuff, if we're going on an average of 9 exhibition games, you're gonna play 7 or 8, right? Later on, you're gonna play 4 or 5. It all depends on what it is. But you're right more to the fact of what you need to get ready for the season. Back then, it was usually like, so NHL exhibition games, it's a lot like practicing against the other team, hitting another team and stuff like that. There'd be tons of fights in exhibition games and stuff like that. So that's a good way, because I don't care what it is. You can wrestle around and practice or whatever, but unless you're getting hit with punches and you're in the heat of the battle, that's the only way to get thrown in the fire to get back out. So get your physical play up to speed, taking hits, getting the grind, getting the calluses on, more to speak. So, and it also depended on too, sometimes guys are coming off injuries, there's different things like that. But we were lucky. So it was different in our locker room, Neal, because we went to training camp prepare for the playoffs, of the veteran team and stuff like this. So it was more of the long-term play. Sometimes now, just like in training camp fighting for a roster spot, you don't have that. But it seems to be more so when you're younger, you got to play more. And then as you get older, you figure out what you need or, in that spot. So that's why, but there's also a rule in the NHL that you have to have so many guys in an exhibition game to add up so many games, like years. So there's usually like 8 NHL guys, but you can only have so many. So they try to mix in some guys without experience too. So you're seeing a crop of, but you have to have, but if you travel to Toronto, like you have to have a minimum of like 8 guys on your roster last year, or 9, I don't know what it works now, but there is, you can't just, mail it in on a Minnesota on a Tuesday evening with your whole East Coast Hockey League team. So I think that these conversations go to more to the experience of your team, right? So even more so in college, if you have a lot of the seniors coming back and stuff like this, and trust in your team. So it's changed, but still it's about getting prepared. A lot of times too, you'll see, how about guys star players that are injured through the rest of the season, so they want to get their feet wet, and so you might see them play more games. So,
well, and under the old system, this game, right? Because what was the old talk before? The third game is the audition, the regular season audition
in football, right?
Yeah, in NFL. So I mean, along the timeline, it's the same thing because they do get the week off. So I mean, traditionally they are still at that same spot, but I mean, you're seeing it more and more. I mean, Tom Brady just hasn't shown up for camp and then comes back and says, well, I'm leaving again, I need a maintenance day. It's just because of the value, right? And because of the grind of the 17 games and the quarterback situation in particular and the expense of these guys. The Jared Goff thing, certainly I see, but for me, it's just one of those things where it's up to the dude. Taylor Decker knows what he has to do to be ready.
Absolutely.
Frank Ragnow knows what he has to do to be ready. Maybe a guy like Penei Sewell, maybe it's a little bit different for him, although, in my book, he's a Hall of Famer in waiting. So I just asked Penei what he wants to do.
You know what? But it's like the offensive line and the defense, they sort of, lead each other. The older guys lead the younger guys. It's one of those things that in practice or whatever, the younger guy, you might want to get him more reps, or you might force him to go a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a fine line there about preparation, but also paying your dues.
This is intriguing here. I'm Salty in the YouTube chat thread says Goff ain't no effing Tom Brady. He's the Lions' Tom Brady. You know what I mean? Like the situation, his importance to the team is the same, because we keep going through this about, are the Lions aren't going to keep a third quarterback? So is it going to be Blau? Will David Blau make it? Will the Lions own TB12? Will he be the guy? Like, to the Detroit Lions, D-Mac, he is their Tom Brady. Because if you don't have Jared Goff, you're done.
No, that's exactly what it is. So you got to break it down also too, and he's your quarterback. He's starting, and to that, I think that Jared Goff has been in the league long enough and played in big enough games that he knows what he needs to do. Still the question out that we're looking, like I mentioned it yesterday, is who's your backup, and brought up the fact that does Tim Boyle get first string reps, and does that mean with a little bit more time that he looks a little bit different? So there's still questions to be answered, but Jared Goff being your number one, there's no reason for him to get hurt. Let's go.
How much being real with me, how much of the Lions preseason games do you watch, D-Mac, when you sit down?
I haven't been able to sit down and watch a game or whatever, but I'll go back and watch different clips or whatever like that, looking at different players, right? I'm always excited. Like I'll watch Kuda, and then I'm excited. I want everybody the sideline speed of our linebackers. How are we, how are we looking out? So it's not as important because it still is exhibition, but I'll be glued to the first regular season game. That's for sure.
Dolphins fan forever. If that's your Tom Brady, then you're effed. Well, Tua's your Tom Brady, man. We
have no choice, bro.
Yeah, just like if you're a Dolphins fan, man, Tua is your Tom Brady.
Just like Baker Mayfield's Carolina.
And it's Tom. I mean, everyone's got their Tom Brady, man. As far as the season works, because if that guy goes down, it's over for you, and there's nowhere to go. Again, that's why I laugh about all the talk about 53-man rosters and stuff like that. Real quickly. There's been talk too. I mean, I think when we talked about the whole Hard Knocks thing, the Khalil Pimpleton, the Jamar Jeffersons, the Tim Boyles, the David Blaus, and things like that, D-Mac, because they are going to get down to 53 men pretty quickly. I guess kind of plant your flag for that. What do you see? I think the framework was laid for N+2 when you look at the room. Sam Flannel's favorite guy, Tom Kennedy, certainly should be on this team. So that leaves, I think, a guy like Khalil Pimpleton on the outside looking in. Will you make a case for any of those names, D-Mac? Is there anybody you want to see make it?
No, I'm not.
Doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. I think I'm more on, my focus is more on the defense. Like the one guy I'm excited to see is, can Kirby Joseph be an impact? I'm more into the defensive backfield as far as.
That's fair.
They got a lot, but here's the thing. This is where it's different. They have options, and they have a lot of talent which way they're going to go. Do I hope that if they don't make it here, maybe they end up on the practice squad and could be a good story in the future? Yeah, or somewhere else. Cool, but we're so far away that it's just, you got to take the best, the best available. And it goes back to, do you trust who's making the decisions? And I do. And it's unfortunate. I think the writing's on the wall for a few guys because of what you saw in Hard Knocks.
Right.
I mean, if you're going to keep a guy, you're not going to show him dropping a ball or getting burned on different things, in my opinion.
Right.
So
there's only
might
one
be a setup.
There's only one team in the NFL where their starting quarterback isn't their Tom Brady, Spencer. And that is the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill is not their Tom Brady.
No. Derrick Henry is?
Nope.
Malik Willis.
Oh, you set him up for the Malik on the bench.
Hey, look.
I feel like Titans ownership is praying that Ryan Tannehill gets hurt. They're like, come on, just strain a calf or something, miss a couple weeks.
Wait, did you say Tennessee ownership or heavyweights? One half of the heavyweights.
Or Spencer Raxter Holdings Incorporated.
Yes, Spenmo Rax Esquire.
Yeah.
I had to do it, Spence. Sometimes, you got to take the low-hanging fruit.
It's fact, though.
What do you think? After, because you've seen him a little bit.
Yeah, seen him in a couple games.
Give me the breakdown.
The man's legit. Like, he's going to go out there. He's going to put on. Again, it probably won't be this year, but when he gets that starting role, he's going to be legit. He's going to win games for sure. He's different. What's his name? Colin Coward said Malik has the things that, like, you can't teach, and he makes these other high level athletes look normal, look regular. So it's,
look basic. I love that.
Saw him take Kyle Hamilton's underpants and score a touchdown. I'm just saying.
AC in our YouTube chat thread, are you excited for Jameis Winston? You know I'm always excited for Jameis Winston. I hold Jameis Winston in that Hawaii football midnight Saturday night game in that same regard. It's an institution to me. The Jameis Winston experience should be an amusement park ride at Disney. I love it.
Agree, dude. I was down in Tampa when he was slinging 30 for 30s and
5,000-yard season.
I was down there. It was like there's a love-hate down there when he was down there. The talent's there, but I mean he is must-see TV.
Travis Elkins says Skylar Thompson is better than Malik Willis. Everyone's drawn their lines in the sand. No one's changed.
Yeah.
You are entrenched.
Sorry.
The haters are entrenched. And in about 3 years, we're going to see.
It's weird, though, because
it is weird.
Usually somebody's jumped off or jumped on some sort of different bandwagon. It's because they're scared. Solidified it.
It's because they're scared.
You're attaboy.
Yeah.
D-Mac, you want to give us a Red Wings update when we come back?
I'd love
Just
to.
off the rip?
Sounds
Can
good.
you catch me up? Because I'll admit, through the month of July and into August, after the draft, I kind of tapped out. So bring me up to speed. D-Mac's going to bring me up to speed on what's going on with the Red Wings. We'll go off the football for just a couple of minutes. One segment. We're not going to overdo it. D-Mac's going to tell me. He's going to educate me and let me know what's been going on with the Red Wings, because World Juniors, obviously, were going on. Red Wings were essential. I did see, throughout social media, Red Wings players were certainly a central part of that, just like Planet Fitness should be a central part of your workout regimen. We are at the Planet Fitness studios right now in Planet Fitness, home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. Membership starts at just $10 per month. They have a black card option, up to $24.99 per month, still less than $1 a day. Get you everything. You own the place with your black card membership. Come and go as you please. Use of all the amenities. You get access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world. Unlimited guest privileges. Also, the hydro massage chairs, total body enhancement, all of it. Join today in club. Pull in the parking lot. You're going to pass a few on the way home. Jump on the computer. PlanetFitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, Mr. Darren McCarty.
But your fitness is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
When you need apparel, there's only one place to go. Big Frog in Novi. With no setup fees, no artwork fees, no minimum, and a 24-hour turnaround, you can have your whole team outfitted in no time. Embroidery, direct-to-garment, vinyl, and screen printing, Big Frog has it all in all the styles you want. So whether it's a sports team, fundraiser, school event, or corporate needs, Big Frog is your one-stop destination. Visit bigfrog.com/Novi or call 844-4-BIG-FROG.
What's up, guys? D-Mac here for Alta at Alta Uptime Matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a bog project coming up. Alta Rent, they got you covered, so give them a call today. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, D-Max, and Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. We are going to get a D-Max Red Wings update. Just want to get it back in the conscious. But before that, Spencer's a little worked up.
Yeah.
YouTube chat thread, Spence?
Yeah, YT Sparty said, NFL is not a development league. He is not getting groomed. It's like, okay, man, tell that to Aaron Rodgers. Tell that to Patrick Mahomes. Tell that to Trey Lance. Tell that to good teams who draft a quarterback to sit behind a guy and learn how to play the game and then put them in when they're ready and they succeed. Oh, you'd rather have Trevor Lawrence bust his first year? What's his name? The MILF Slayer bust his first year? Like, come on.
Zach Wilson.
Say
his name with respect.
Zach Wilson, the MILF Slayer. Good teams have the opportunity to draft a quarterback and not have to put him in right away. They put him in, they put him behind a guy like, I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo, Alex Smith, Ryan Tannehill, that elk of quarterback, and then turn him into somebody who can come out there and succeed. So stop.
Yeah, it's a different situation, too, because it isn't Jordan Love in Green Bay where he's not good playing behind Aaron Rodgers where Rodgers has him by the balls.
Yes.
Right? So, you mentioned earlier Malik Willis is that you mentioned what Colin Cowherd, other people are saying about him with the skill set is the fact that he can nurture his way into this. And Ryan Tannehill, whatever you say about him, dude, the kid's won playoff games. The kid can get there if he can show him along the way. Do I think Malik Willis, Ryan Tannehill's the type to hand down knowledge to Malik Willis? Yes, I do. I think that's what it's about. So, yeah, it is development depending on which team you're in and which system you're in. So it's the same thing as we hoped. Isn't this what we were hoping to talk about here? One of the questions before the draft is I wonder if we're going to have somebody to develop, right? I agree 100%. It seems more if you can give that guy a year to hold the clipboard, to stand, to even go to practice and work on these drills where it's not that pressure, and maybe you throw him in every now and then to give him a taste like what San Fran did with Trey Lance.
Yes.
Now, look at what San Fran, they come to a point where they got to make the decision, and they made the decision. I didn't think they had to make that decision if they didn't want to off of Jimmy G, right, to Trey Lance, but he's their guy. I think that's what you're going to see eventually in Tennessee, but not this year, but next year. But just let the kid develop behind that. And you'll hear and you'll see, because natural ability, natural talent. So I think it's in the different situations. And then it goes to organizations, right? What organizations are we talking about? Mike Vrabel and the Tennessee Titans, I respect that organization, even though he's a defensive guy, but I think he's got... Like we do here, what Dan Campbell tried to do is put the right people in the right position. Mm-hmm. Right now, it helps when you have the running back that's a 2,000-yard runner in Derrick Henry and stuff like this. But, dude, Malik is what he said. You haven't wavered from it from day one back in the draft, and now you're seeing it. So give him a year's time, and then you expect him wholeheartedly to fight for that job next year.
And the moral of the story is this, too, Spence. The Titans have an out with Tannehill next year. They can pay him $36 million, or they can save $18-ish million on the cap and cut him.
Yep.
And
that's what they're setting up to do.
And you got Malik Willis for $5 million total on his rookie deal. Total. About $1 million.
Talk to us, draft capital guy.
$1.2 million per.
What's the play? What's the play in the office? Hey, Mr. Bean Counter, what's the play in the office?
I mean, I'll tell you what the Titans are rooting for. You know what the Titans are rooting for. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, and it's one of those things where
this is the way.
It's a way.
This is the way, absolutely.
And are they happy with it right now, with the way that it went down? And you have Derrick Henry now, pretty much at the end. You might squeeze in up one more good year out of him,
yeah.
But it's pretty much at the end. How do you flip it real quickly? You're seeing what they'll run the Lions playbook, man. You eat it with dead money for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got your quarterback, and you go through your drafts and stuff like that. He'll get it. The moral of the story is this. He will get every opportunity.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
It was a great spot for him to land in.
And he's going to seize those opportunities.
And that's the thing with the development, too, is where's the opportunity? A lot of times, I don't think we talk enough, but where you go to, right? Who drafts you? Whose system you're in. So that's why it checks the boxes, because the key and the key holder.
And by the way, next year, the Titans are already $25 million over the cap next year.
Mm-hmm.
So
you
take away
start putting two and two together here, man.
You don't need to, Neal. You've taught us well enough is to go, hey, this is where it's at. Okay, so put that over into this is the way that they're leaning. Now, it can always be changed. Different things happen, but that's their sort of game plan. You know where they're looking.
Yeah, so that's what it is. D-Mac, as promised, want to pick your brain. Get everybody up to date with the Detroit Red Wings and what's been going on. World Juniors just wrapped up.
Which
Kosa,
is weird.
Yeah, it didn't get the run.
Summertime World Juniors, because that's usually over Christmas. So I really couldn't grasp that. You see if you're watching on the screen.
Yeah, Kosa got the gold medal, 92% save percentage.
Sarango, right? The numbers up there.
Edmondson was a +2. As far as the prime players go, Carter Major put up some good numbers, had 7 points in the tournament as well.
I watched Red Savage score a sick goal. Top shelf cookie upstairs where Normie Bates keeps his mom in the attic. It was awesome. But just the fact that we look at that, there's 9 players that play in the World Juniors getting experience at that level and stuff. So right now what guys are doing is they're be skating every day, probably 5 days a week, working out together. Like this is a fun time where this part of the season, and now training camp's backed up, right? Because usually Labor Day we're heading up to training camp and stuff like this. So with the last few weeks before going up to camp, what's going on is guys are skating and they're sort of getting ready and preparing. This is the fun time. Guys come back into town. Some of the new guys are getting settled in, the guys the free agents that we signed and stuff like this, and guys are just being around, getting ready. We're lucky because we go up to Traverse City. Right. So you see guys are just, trying to do the last sort of things. I know the last sort of stressful thing is you got to do the fitness testing and the Wingate, and which is the all-out sprint bike and stuff like this, which
break that down.
Well, I gotta break it down because it's one of these. I think it's important talking about training camp because 9/11 is we were in Traverse City at Center Ice, and I remember exactly where I was because we were doing, it was 8:30 or whatever it was. I just got off the Wingate bike, which is your body weight, 30 seconds they drop the weight, and you got an all-out sprint. It's supposed to judge your power and endurance and all this, whatever it is. It sucks, right? 30 minutes. So I remember I was done it, and I remember I was standing off the bike, catching my breath, my hands in my side, and I look up at the TV because everybody started going around because the first plane had hit the building, and we were like, oh my gosh. I'll tell you, Neal, but when the second one hit and everything like that, and it was like sort of the alarm had set, but if you were up in Traverse City, so we got in the cars and headed back to the resort, they pulled every plane out of the air, the FAA, that whatever.
Right, I remember
I watched easily 50 to 70 planes land, right, one after another up in Traverse City. I think that, as training camp comes up every year, that's where my memory always goes, and, spending it up in Traverse City. But on that note, though, guys are getting it ready and guys are getting excited, and especially for here. New guys are getting excited to be around their team. You look at guys fighting for a job. For me personally, from what I saw from Simon Edvidson, it'll be interesting to see if he can make the same jump that Mo Sider did, not just with the season, but just to be able to be on the roster. There's a lot of new guys in that, but this is where guys sort of get excited, and I think it's different because they're not tired out. They have something to prove, so they're chomping at the bit to get going. We'll find that out when they get together, but. This is a good time. This is a good time of the year, sort of the quiet before the storm. Everybody's excited. Football season's starting too, because everybody's a big football fan. So, the biggest thing, and this is a big thing too, is so now that you're skating and getting ready, is you don't want to get hurt before camp, and sometimes it happens. Fluke stuff happens and stuff like this, but so this is sort of the last part. Get the last few weeks of getting your golf in on a consistent basis, but it'll be exciting to see when the Red Wings take the ice at training camp, not just with the young guys, but the rejuvenation of some of the older guys and the leadership of this team. So Right now, guys are helping each other. You know, if Sherratt and Cobb's from here, but if Sherratt and Perron, you know, maybe, you know, they're helping the family, you know, get acclimated to whatever area of town that they're living in, like stuff like this. That's when this time of the year, because again, once training camp starts, I mean, it's full go for the season. You don't have a chance to breathe, hopefully, till playoffs are over, but probably when the playoffs start.
Yeah, and so I guess the moral of the story is everything was on brand, right? Everything was on brand with the World Juniors and stuff like that.
I think here's the big thing, and I'll side quote to this what I wanted to get to. Yuri Fisher. See, Yuri Fisher, former player, you know, development guy in the system. He's sort of like the accountability or the conscience when I asked that, and the bottom line, what I saw, and he told me this when I watched. He said, "What you're going to see is hockey players, right? All those guys are hockey players." Now, hoping it translate to the NHL, but to say that they are legit, they have the tools to be NHL hockey players, and I think that they all showed out and they showed what they could do. And if you're a Red Wings fan, you should be proud of what Steve Yzerman and the things that are coming down in the system. There's 9 guys on there that maybe 1 or 2 you might see this year. That's it. But this is for next year and the year after and stuff like this. So you know, just like the opposite of the Tigers system, we're full with the Wings.
And there's this little caveat too, D-Mac. All those signings, still $9.2 million in cap space this year. Still. Oh my gosh, and that's like a max player. If an opportunity presents itself,
OMG.
If they're in the playoff mix,
OMG.
They can add. If the opportunity doesn't present itself, they can take a bad contract for somebody who wants to reallocate that money for somebody else that does want to make a move.
That wants to get rid of a few second, third, or fourth rounders.
We can be compensated to take your contract.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want still. It's all there.
You can have whatever you like.
As long as what you like.
Serve it off the buffet.
Yeah, as long as whatever you like is a mulligan made by Gypsy Vodka. It is the official drink of summer, the mulligan. As we talked about, made by the fine folks at Gypsy Vodka. On the golf course, in the backyard, at a barbecue, whatever. The mulligan is calling your name. Remember, they're 8%, so act accordingly, okay? Don't think that you're just going to sit here and crack that first one at 11 a.m. and keep it rolling until 2 a.m. Maybe if you're spenny, you can do that.
Oh, yeah.
But there's only the few of you that are gifted enough to do that. They're 8%, so just remember, be responsible when you're out there with your mulligans. If that's not your play, don't forget Gypsy Vodka, the original, the OG, proudly made in Petoskey, Michigan. Support a local company. It is Gypsy Vodka. As always, drink responsibly.
Life is full of hard choices. We're here to make one of life's biggest decisions as simple as possible. My name is Christina Gennari, and for over 20 years, I've helped hundreds of families buy and sell homes. We cover all of Metro Detroit and more, from large luxury homes to starter homes. We will work hard to make sure that you get the home of your dreams. So if you're in the market today or even thinking about buying or selling in the future, make the obvious choice. Christina Gennari, the obvious choice in real estate. Visit us at soldchristina.com today.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Ciabattas, summer salads, and dip shakes. All at Big Boy. Try a chicken club, chicken cordon bleu, or sunrise ham and cheddar. All on our grilled ciabatta bread. Or keep it light with our Michigan apple, chicken Caesar, or Greek salad. And don't forget to cool off with a frosty hand-dipped cookies and cream or strawberry shake. You heard it here first. Summer just got better.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you can join the Pepper Club. Get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. You can take a look at all the unlimited tanning options as well. Chili Peppers has the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 26 Metro Detroit locations work best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning. Coming on the stretch
Peppers, Dan.
on Thursday, Neal Ruhl, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, the Legend Killer. Spencer Raxter as well. Racks on Racks. Happy to have you guys with us. We have our New Way Works Golf Classic championship belts from the Celebrity Match Champions as we got the dub with the Big Birdie on 18. These things are dope, man. There's no way we can lose these, D-Mac. We have to just keep going back at it and keep going back at it. But again, happy to have you guys with us. A couple house cleaning things on the Lions. A lot of you know, there might be a few of you that don't. Jameson Williams was officially placed on the PUP list, likely to be back maybe about the midway point of the season.
Physically unable to perform.
No, but that's no surprise. That's what was expected. That's on brand. That's what we were told. That this isn't shocking to anybody. That's the story.
No, it isn't, and I think we've talked about this before. Is we want to better safe than sorry. And it just gives that's a cool thing too, just to talk about being out of Lions practice. Yeah, he's got that ball in his hand, and when there's between drills and stuff like that, you'll see him throwing it around with a few guys and stuff like this. But you can tell he's just to be out there, obviously being the rookie, but it's not a gimmick that he holds that football, so he'll be ready to go. We'll be excited to see him, obviously to see that speed on display firsthand, Neal, but I can wait because it's about the long term. Because once he steps on the field, he's on there and doesn't come off. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have to go through this. So if it costs, maybe he could have been back after 4 games pushing it. No, I'd rather wait 7 or 8 and miss half the season to know that it's not going to hinder him in his career moving forward.
No, and it's one of those things too. In the people in the medical community, former NFL trainers that I talked to, they said that the biggest thing was the reason he was still drafted so high. There was no structural damage along with the ACL. It was just simply the ligament thing, and that was it. The whole area around the ACL is in perfect shape, so that's why the Lions felt comfortable moving forward, investing draft capital too. Not a ton. It was a slick little curveball there by Brad Holmes, something that we never would have seen previous regimes be able to pull off. But it's on brand. There are no surprises, so we will check back to it. 50. They got to be down to 53 men. What, Tuesday?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So Tuesday is the line.
Tuesday is D-Day.
Tuesday is the D-Day. Let me just take a quick peek real quick to see how things are looking. And this obviously is with the Lions, how they sit, understanding they have not made cuts yet or anything. They got about $5.3 million in cap space as they're sitting right now. So keep an eye. I know teams try to do that where you keep a little cush in. So you have the
D-Mac
ability.
Keeps a little cush.
Yeah.
Always. You gotta always keep your cush.
Cush
in whatever you need. Yeah, it's your cush in whatever you need. So if you need it for a receiver or somebody else drops, and that's what I asked the other day too. Obviously, teams got to get down to 53. Then they can, the practice squad, they can re-sign 16 or something like this. But there's got to be guys on other teams, just like you said, Cleo Pimpleton and stuff like this. Is somebody going to take the chance on the speed if he gets cut somewhere else, right? Commodity, right? There's different things. So it'll be interesting to see. Here's the thing that I'm pretty confident on, though, Neal, is that with this regime, if a guy is released or cut or let go, I don't see him as much. We know what we could have had. Now, it might be something that if you hear from Coach Campbell or Brad Holmes that, hey, this guy, we just didn't have room and, he's a good player and he might catch on somewhere else, but we're not going to get what we do with the Tigers. And we have to watch the Verlanders and the Scherzers and all these great players.
The Robbie Grossmans.
Robbie Grossman got his swing fixed by the analytic department.
In 3 days.
Stuff like this in 3 days. Which, you know what? Whether you believe that or not, to the extent of it, where there's smoke, there's fire. So there's something that, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that we're going to be going, man, remember when we had him? So I like where we're at. It'll be interesting to see. And then, Neal, to your point, where you said you've left enough, and then in draft capital, having over $5 million, you've left enough in the football that if there's nobody really that could come available that you couldn't get, right? Because it's
right.
not
Yeah,
gonna
more
be,
depending on they got to want you though too. You know,
but
that's
what
a
I'm
Ram
saying
special
is
where you go pick up someone for $3 million. You know?
No, but you've
picks.
left yourself with the option, right? Right? That if somebody got rid of somebody that you wanted, it's just better to have it and have the option.
Yeah. And Ransom says we don't need any receiver. We need defense. Ransom, it's going to take a couple drafts to fix this. That's why they got 6-year contracts, my friend. Like, once you start working backwards, you can understand that. Where,
reverse engineering.
Yeah, reverse engineering, I guess, would be a better term to say it. Can't get it all in one draft, man. There's only 7 or 8 picks, dude. So, it's one of those things. AC says, can we get an Ask DMAC? Absolutely. We'll be doing Ask DMAC during the next segment here on a Thursday. So, yeah, it is there. Jameson Williams on the PUP list, probably back about halfway through the season. No big surprises there. They will be to 53 on Tuesday. We'll have that for you as well. Our Lions beat reporter, Maddie Miller, is out there on the scene right now. And we'll have everything for you. As it all breaks down, we got folks, we got people in the streets out there, so we will get it all handled and get you all set up. And then I can tell you about the Sports Marketing Agency. They help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This Is the F Word, and it's a series on fentanyl and all the other addictions that let's cut through the BS, man. They're plaguing our communities right now. If you're struggling, if you know somebody else who's struggling, go to thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency. They are here to help.
Hi, my diamonds. It's Crystal with an X. You want to get hot and perfect like me? Here's my super easy routine. Drink at least a gallon of water before you wake up. Attach a weight to everything in your house. Sell your car and just sprint everywhere. Scream when you exhale.
Don't follow Crystal with an X. Do your own thing at Planet Fitness with tons of equipment and free fitness training in our clean and spacious clubs. Join now for just $10 a month and cancel anytime.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Detroit's downtown summer playground is back. Open all summer long, the Monroe Street Midway. Enjoy roller skating, free Wi-Fi, food trucks, art installations, and so much more. Don't forget to take advantage of the basketball court, putt-putt, and, of course, family programming all summer long. All art installations are done by Detroit artists, and it's a fun, safe event from people 1 to 100. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Fulling Warehouse in Hamtramck. You know it, you've heard of it. It's the home of the original football bowling pin game called Fulling. Multiple different ways you can play it. They got $12 open unlimited play. You can stay there open until close. Have a good time. They also have private lane reservation, $120, 10 to 12 people. You get your own lane. You can bring in any type of food you want. If you get thirsty, they have a $2 mystery beer vending machine. You put in $2, pops you out a good beer, no hassle, no fuss needed. If you know what you want or you want to make a decision, they have multiple fully loaded bars for to choose from. So come on down to Hamtramck, check them out in person or visit them online at fullingwarehouse.com. Again, that is fullingwarehouse.com.
Final segment of the show here on a Thursday. High school football kicking off tonight in the area as well. You got the Jersey Thursday heavyweights broadcast downtown at the Monroe Street Midway as well. A lot popping, man.
Yeah.
A lot popping.
It's like football's almost here, you know?
Yeah, it's weird like
it's
that.
Weird.
It is weird like that. Time for Ask DMAC, your opportunity to ask a 4-time Stanley Cup champion any question you want to ask. He answers them all. He doesn't care. The away fan. DMAC. I watched Game 5 of the 0-2 final last night on the NHL Network. Noticed the Wings wore CCM and the Hurricanes had Coho. Was that common for teams that had different branded jerseys back in the day? Much love, gang.
Yeah, no, it was. And if you look back to so different years, I think that if you'd have to look, is that in the same years, like Coho would have them one year, CCM would have them the other year. I don't really know until later if they split up, that some did Nike and some did Reebok, but we've had it all through there. That's the neat thing too. And then helmets and the different things like that. But I like the old school Coho ones because they were a little bit heavier, right?
Yeah.
Like a little bit heavier, but it's the evolution of the jersey. It's crazy. From back in the day when in the Red Wing locker room in the back, there's an old 1940s jersey, and it's like a freaking sweater you wouldn't even wear out at Christmas time. It's so heavy, and then that thing would get wet. I mean, it felt like a chain metal link vest, you know. So I like the Coho ones, you know, and then whoever's got them. So jerseys are cool.
Absolutely. AC says, and I actually. Let me know because I can step in on this one. AC says, what are your thoughts on the current form of Liverpool? 3 games in, they've drawn 2 and lost 1. Are they missing Sadio Mane or is it something bigger? Ask D-Mac.
You know what? It's bigger than that. This is coming down to
I don't think it is.
What's that?
I think Sadio Mane is brilliant. And the way that it was glossed over when they allowed him to leave, because like what Liverpool did, Liverpool was like if the Tampa Bay Rays won the World Series.
Right.
That's what Liverpool did. They took a big name in Coutinho and sold them and then chopped all that up and got Allison and got Virgil van Dijk and lined the roster. And that's what allowed them to be great. Gave them the flexibility too for Salah. And that's how you should do it. That's what Tottenham should do with Harry Kane, is sell Harry Kane and use that money to fulfill the roster. But they won't because they're Tottenham and they're dumb like that. And Tottenham fans love having Harry Kane for some reason, even though you get nothing out of it. But whatever, you guys do what you want to do. I'll laugh at it. But that's kind of my take on it.
No, but so are you saying that this is where they are? Is that the real Liverpool?
I don't think it's 0-2-1 bad, you know, but it is. Mane he's a brilliant player. He is one of those guys that, because we're in a stat-crazed world, will never get the respect that he has,
so
that he's
does
due.
all the little things.
Yeah, I mean, and just when you have brilliance in midfield like that, man, I mean, you
control the ball.
It's like winning face-offs in hockey.
You win control. It's the midfield soccer is about controlling the pace and controlling the ball and stuff like that. It's like puck possession and face-offs. So.
1,000,000%. The Way fan had another one. Said, D-Mac, what's something that you learned on the ice that helped you a lot in life off the ice? That's a good question.
It's a lot of the same thing. Is that if you got to move on. Right, don't make the same mistakes twice because you're going to make a mistake. And on the ice, it's fast acting game. And that was Scotty Bowman's. Is that you're allowed to make this mistake, but don't ever make the same one again. You know, it's little things about owning the blue lines. So it's owning the blue lines and doing the little things. Is you're going to make mistakes in life, but don't dwell on them. Right, move forward. And how do you prove to yourself is by not making them again. Right, that's what Scotty said. You know how you show me? Don't do it again, right? Do it again, you won't play. Do it right. So show me by not doing it again. And there's something in being the best. You can't change the past. We haven't figured that one out yet. And what you can do. And always the one thing is always remember it's not what I tell you, it's how I make you feel.
That is true. Mike G asked D-Mac, you own Patrick Roy. I always say Roy because that's how it's spelled. Where did you always look to shoot at him when you faced him?
High glove, Hall of Famer, bad glove though. I think I got like 13 of them. I think about like 9 of them are right here, or low stick side. But I always used to go to high glove, and that's a right hand shot. High glove on a normal goalie is the natural shot. So, yeah.
Trenton Stallings asked, D-Mac, who will have a better year this year, Raymond or Sider?
No, they're going to continue. What's a better year? You know, like what is? I expect them both to be consistent to what they were.
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to see more production out of. I think there's more room for statistical improvement more for Raymond than it is for.
Because if he comes out and pops a 40-goal year,
right?
You know,
I think Raymond's he could be that your 30-goal guy, right? Shot first line guy. But what you saw from Sider is the consistency that you continue to see. So for both of them, I expect them to continue to grow.
Right. Robert Colosia says, Neal, don't forget EPL moves are typically sales and not trades per se. I mean, yeah, they're sales that kind of turn into trades when you boil it all. Like I say, J.D. Martinez and Justin Verlander were traded for Daz Cameron. Like, that wasn't the trade. That's just what it turned out to be. I get what you're saying with that. That's kind of how I always line that thing up together. So, yeah, man, good show on the Thursday. We'll get back with the San Jose State people. Try to get Brent Brennan on tomorrow. Get all that handled on the university side of firewalls. And, yeah, man, big Thursday. College football, man.
See everybody downtown. Thursday,
Midway, Thursday, Woodward heavyweights, 5 to 7. Big D energy.
Roller skating out there tonight.
You still got it?
I got it.
Do you coast around backwards? Are you that guy?
Oh, yeah, I could be that guy. Whatever. Give me anything on my feet.
Can we get video of D-Mac going backwards?
Yeah.
I need that
for sure.
So this is the checklist of what we need.
Yeah.
I need the three best. I need photos of the three best jerseys.
Okay.
That'll be a topic tomorrow.
Steak going too.
And I need D-Mac skating backward, just like that coast too. You know, when guys are so good at it.
Oh yeah, they don't even have to move.
Yeah. God, I hate those guys.
Yeah, I can't skate backwards.
Roller skating 1 to 10. What are you, Spence?
Like straight line roller skating, I'm a 10. Like I'm not gonna fall. Like I can skate.
You're not a 10 if you can't skate backwards.
Okay, that's fair. See, then I'll be like a 7 or whatever it knocks down. Ice skating too.
If you don't skate backwards, you're mid.
I can ice skate.
Backwards?
No. I used to ice skate every year though at Troy Sports Center. We'd see Drapes there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drapes. We saw Chelly there a couple times.
Yeah. We didn't see you skating backwards though.
No, definitely
mid.
not.
That's mid, bro. I'm sorry.
I can do a hockey stop though. So that's close enough.
Woodward Heavyweights 5 to 7 today. They're live from the Monroe Street Midway. For D-Mac, for Spencer Raxter, and for the legend killer Sam Flannel. My name's Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.